Interference on food and the interference of this government in people's lives. Here's the question and the answer from Michelle Obama.
How do you respond to critics who say the government should not be telling people how to eat or stay active?
You know, that's absolutely right. And Let's Move doesn't do that. Let's Move is not about having government tell people what to do, because government doesn't have all the answers. I mean, that's a problem that's this big and affects so many people requires everyone to step up.
Everyone to step up.
Okay, stop.
All we're doing is removing choices.
That's all we're doing.
Forcing you to choose
a
choice.
So hang on, listen to this. She says she's right. The question is, what do you say about people who say that they should be forced to do the government is forcing people to do these things? No. The government is not forcing you to do
No,
that.
honey, we're just removing choises.
No, she doesn't even go there yet.
I know.
She says we're just requiring everyone to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's
excuse
force.
me?
Require is a...
It's forcing you.
Yeah.
I'm required to pay taxes. If it was voluntarily, I wouldn't be paying taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I would be giving my money to charity, which I think would use it a little more effectively. I wouldn't be paying taxes. They're forcing me to pay it. I'm required to go get a driver's license. You going to go get a driver's license if they don't require you to have one?
No, I'm not standing in line at the DMV.
Why would you do that?
No, thank you.
No, so we're not forcing you. We're just requiring you.
It's amazing.
To step up. And now you go to Pat's part of this, which is, and how do we get you to feel as though you're empowered? See, remember, this is the administration that hired psychiatrists and psychologists to figure out exactly how to get you to feel as if you are making the choice.
Mm-hmm.
By removing the easy choices, by removing your favorites, making them harder to get, put the French fries in the back, or things like gas prices.
Yeah, and it's what they're doing at the schools. They're taking away all the supposed unhealthy choices, and they're doing the same thing in the military. They just told some of our troops, yeah, you're going to be eating more vegetables, whether you like it or not. We're because that's what you're going to be provided.
Okay, so they're doing this, and this is why Cass Sunstein, I have said, is the most dangerous man in America. With all of the new regulations that are going in, people will understand why I've said that. I've said that now for 3 years. The reason why I've said that, they will understand it in probably another 3 years. The smart people, the business people, and the people who are really involved understand all of the new regulations that are coming out in all of the different fields. And they understand now why I've said he's the most dangerous man. Because Congress is done. Whether you like it or not, Congress is done. It's all in the regulatory agencies now if you don't get them under control. The way she can say to the girl, I'm not forcing anybody to do it. We're just requiring them. I'd like an adult in the room to say, could we just compare the word force and require? Because I believe they're the same. But before we go on, let me show you the example of gas prices. Barack Obama has said in his campaign before that what they're going to do is they're going to do different things that will make the price of gas necessarily skyrocket, the energy. Your electricity bill and your energy bill will necessarily skyrocket. Now, why would he do that? Why would he say that in a campaign? He said that to the San Francisco Chronicle, and we have it on tape. He said it because he was talking about his ecology program. He was talking about how great it's going to be to save the earth. And so he has a few ideas on how to make gas prices necessarily skyrocket. So now you're standing at a pump and you're paying $4 a gallon for gasoline. It was his plan, although it doesn't look like his plan. He's not directly blamed for it because he didn't directly raise gas prices. Everything is nudge. You turn this valve and you stop this over here, you delay this over here, and pretty soon your gas prices go up. You print a few more dollars and the gas prices go up. That's how they're doing it.
And all the while, you say there's nothing we can do about this. This is not us.
We're not
doing it.
Market
conditions.
Because it's a little bit here and a little bit here and a little bit there. And all you're doing, you're not changing the fundamental structure. Mm-hmm. But you are changing the fundamental outcome. And so now you stand at the gas pump, and you're faced with $4, $4.50, $5 a gallon gasoline, and now you have a choice to make. Do I continue to have this SUV, or do I buy a cheaper a car that is smaller and is more economical in fuel?
Well, you're not being forced.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, you've got the choice.
They're not forcing you. You can have your SUV. You just can't afford your SUV anymore.
That's not our fault.
Now, listen to what she said. Exactly right. That's exactly how they're doing it.
Yep.
It's not their fault. It's the fault of everything else, but not theirs. Because you don't see the regulatory commission. You don't see what Cass Sunstein is doing. That's what makes him the most dangerous man in America. Now listen to the rest of this statement.
So we're asking everyone to do their part. Parents have to make some changes at home.
Parents
have to.
Have to.
So she used not the word force, but require and have to.
You have to make changes at your home.
Well, what if I don't want to? No, I'm sorry. That's not your option.
No, you have to.
You have to.
It's a big problem.
And she talked about that when she designed this program, when she talked about advertising. She said companies shouldn't advertise to kids these sugary products, but we're just going to tell them that they shouldn't until they don't. And if they don't, then we'll have to come up with other solutions.
It is always nudge, shove, shoot. That's the way it works. Nudge, shove, shoot. Are we at the shove yet? Because I contend that we are at the shove when it comes to religious bigotry. We are at the, look what happened with the Catholic Church, we'll get into this later, when they have just put them on the list of possible money launderers. The Vatican. That's a shove. That's not a nudge. That's a shove. The next is shoot, gang. Here you go.
You know, but they need the information to be able to make those choices.
Stop.
And they have.
Okay. Another thing you should point out here. Parents are going to have to do it, but they need the information.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Who's the person who's in charge of the Office of Information?
Cass
something.
Cass Sunstein.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who's the regulatory guy? Cass Sunstein. So we're just going to nudge and provide the information. Both the same man. There's more.
To have access to affordable foods in their communities. Fresh
They have to have access to affordable, healthy foods in their communities. That's what they have to. That's what they have to have. We're going to come back to that in a minute. I want you to remember it. They have to have affordable, healthy foods. Got it.
Healthy foods, right? So we need government to do its part, but we need businesses to do their part as well.
So we need the grocery stores to do their part as well. Okay. Let me just, and then we're going to go on to another speech of hers in a minute. But let's just take that. We have already got we're not telling you what to do. We're requiring you, and you have to do it. But you need information. Nudge, shove, shoot. Same guy, same problem, right? Then we've gone to the affordable food. Let's go back to another nudge, shove, shoot, and that is gas. If you look at the gas prices. Gas prices, are they related at all to food prices?
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah.
Of course they are. Yeah. I just put up on the chalkboard a few minutes ago, just the easy ones that were off the top of my head. Petroleum is what we make pesticides out of. So if we don't have petroleum, or we have higher cost petroleum, pesticides are more expensive. You don't have pesticides, your food becomes more expensive. You have to have pesticides. But then also you need tractors and everything else that it takes to plant the seeds and harvest the fields, right? There's some gas, I think, and some oil involved in that. Trucks to deliver the seeds and product to bring your product to the processing plants. Then trucks, trains, and planes to bring those products that have been processed to the stores. Then cars for all of the employees to get to the stores. and cars for the shoppers to go to and from work and to the grocery store and to home. This is how gas prices affect your food. So if you want food prices to go down, the easiest two things the president can do is open up drilling and open up refineries in our own country. Open them up quickly. Second thing he can do is stop printing money, because that's causing inflation. Those are the two easiest things he can do. He's not going to do them because he wants to fundamentally transform the United States of America. Let's take out all of the things that people would say we're nefarious on, that we're just making this stuff up. The guy is an anti-colonialist, period. He's going to make America pay for her sins. He is going to make America pay for the rest of the world. Those are the things I believe. You don't believe him? It's because you haven't been open-minded enough to read the actual facts of this man's life and who he has surrounded himself with. But that's your mistake. Let's just take it at, he's a greenie. He wants everybody to drive green cars, and so he's got Cass Sunstein nudging people. It's more than just a nudge, because he has said he's going to fundamentally transform the United States of America. And let's go back to the real mouthpiece of this this dynamic duo. Let's go back to Michelle Obama, who always says things the way they really are. Listen.
And Barack Obama will require you to work.
Stop. Require you. He's going to require you to work. Okay, well, that's good. He's going to require me to work. Good. That sounds great. Conservatives will say great. Except require you? I'm not going to require you. You can live in poverty if you want. But where is that requirement of work on all of the food stamps and everything else, all these other programs that we... Where is that requirement for work? That is a red herring.
To demand that you shed your cynicism.
And demand.
He's going to require you and demand. Now he's going to demand that you drop your cynicism.
Okay.
I mean, call me a cynic here, but that sounds like a fascist. Okay, next.
That you put down your division.
That you put down your division. Okay. Here's the guy who's been the most divisive president in U.S. history.
Yeah.
And again, it's accusatory. Your division.
Yeah.
You have divided. It's
You
always
people.
you people. Yeah, I hate that.
That you come out of your isolation. That you move out of your comfort zone.
Okay, stop. That you come, you know what, Michelle, why don't you come on over to my house? Why don't you come out of your comfort zone? Why don't you come over to my house?
Come on our show.
I can tell you that every Tea Partier has come out of their comfort zone. Every 912er out of their comfort zone. I'm out of my comfort zone most of the time. I've done stuff I never thought I would do. Things I never wanted to do. I'm out of my comfort zone, and I know that every person that has marched, see, we're not marchers, Michelle. We're not protesters. We're not the people that have tried to destroy the country time and time again by burning it down to the ground. We don't do those things. We don't make signs. And then when we got our children and our grandchildren together and we made signs, of, hey, let's not turn us into a socialist, communist utopia. What happened? We were ridiculed because it was out of your comfort zone to see us in the streets. We were ridiculed, marked, marred, smeared, you name it. Now we're being persecuted by your husband. I don't know if you guys have any pillow talk at night, but your husband is using the IRS to come after the people who are out of their comfort zone. We're just following your directions, Herr Leader S. That's all we're doing. We're following your directions. We're out. He's forced us out of our comfort zone.
That you push yourselves to be better.
Stop. We'd love that. That's what we're asking. To allow people to push themselves to be the best that they can be. However, not by your design, but the design of the Creator. You know, the one your husband continues to fail to mention that is mentioned in our founding documents. Because he's the one who tells us who we are and where we are to go and what we are to be. He's the grand designer of each of us as individuals, not your president, not Cass Sunstein, and not your little Let's Move program. but he is. We want to be better to serve him, not be better to serve you.
That you engage. Barack will never allow you to go back to your lives as usual.
Stop. If the American people do not hear that and take that at full value, they are destined to get what they deserve. He will never allow you to go back to the life that you know. Now, who says that in a presidential campaign? Who thinks that is a good idea? Not me. Not me.
Well, I think it's possible that he will never let us go back to the world that we knew with the 5% unemployment and the far less debt and the religious freedom we once enjoyed.
And $1.83 gas.
$1.83 gas. There's a lot of things she's right on in that.
I mean, it's and that's why we have to stand together. We have some disturbing news on the Vatican tonight on GBTV that you need to hear. We'll touch base on it here, but you need to see this on what's going on. And I'll explain the political game. This is a global political game, and it is a fight, I believe, for the soul of all Christians, whether you're Catholic or not, because this is a global fight, and the president has just doubled down. Most don't even see it because most are not even reporting it. And when they're reporting it with the spin from the State Department. Oh, we're just trying to help the Vatican. Are you now? Are you? More on that tonight, 5 o'clock, gbtv.com. Warning, your freedom of speech is at stake.